Coming to you from the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston, Auburn, it's Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show with Mark and the award-winning Pam Ashby. Oh my goodness. Listen to that studio audience.
Oh, boy.
Just Mark and Pam with you today because Sarah's out and our guest overslept. So,
I mean, it is one of those days. So
it's one of those days.
I wanted to oversleep. I did not want to wake up with the sniffles like Sarah, though. So
No. We, Sarah's staying home, taking care of herself, and hopefully she'll be back tomorrow. But the show must go on.
show must go on.
We are going to do some tasting tales with some Dark Horse Sauvignon Blanc.
Hey, look at that wine glass in the logo.
Look at that. Pam, do they call Sauvignon Blanc Sauv Blanc in the biz?
Sauv Blanc.
Sauv Blanc.
Sauv Blanc.
Okay.
That doesn't sound very appealing.
It doesn't. I was just curious. We are covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Give us a listen at lydiamediallc.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
Today's show is brought to you by United Piping, serving residential and commercial customers with new installations and repairs. Call today and schedule your oil and gas boiler cleanings at 754-4556. UPI, the best plumbers around. And by Roopers Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 5 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at roopersbeverage.com, and remember, the party starts at Roopers.
And we're going to start it here in a little bit as part of our tasting tales. As you know, Roopers Beverage and Redemption supplies us with a tasty beverage to sample every week. We're doing good work over here, Pam.
Yeah.
We haven't missed a week, I don't think. So.
I think it's the day we look forward to the most, and maybe sometimes our guests as well.
Yes, that's true.
They're like, wait, which day? Today's Tuesday,
Right.
So you never know.
Yeah, we mix it up a little bit. We don't play by the rules here.
No.
Just so everyone's aware, we are recording through a new console today, so if anything screws up, it's me. Pam came in this morning and noticed I had a fancy new console for the podcast and trying to up our game a little bit. And her first question was, do you know how to press record?
Just making sure.
It is the biggest button on the console.
For a reason.
For a reason. And yes, I have pressed it.
Probably the most important one because
Yes, otherwise we're
it's just pretty.
sitting here talking to each other and no one's ever going to know about it. As a lot of you know who are fans of the show, we have a sign up in the studio that says, "It has been this many days since Mark forgot to hit record." And I think I'm at 7 now, which is pretty good.
There you go.
Pretty good.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah, I'll take it. Let's do some news. And then what do you say we crack open this Dark Horse?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do some FPBs and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Let's take a look at some headlines for Tuesday, April 15th.
Mr. Drew and his Animals 2 is once again looking for a new home. The owners of the Lewiston Mall told Drew that there are changes planned for the mall and the Exotic Animal and Nature Education Center does not fit into those plans. Drew has until the end of July to vacate the building. In a Facebook video post yesterday, Drew said, "We are not giving up. We're not done. I survived the pandemic by adapting and changing."
We were just talking before we started the podcast that this guy can't catch a break.
No.
When he does eventually find a new location, it will be his third in the past 3 years.
Yeah, hopefully the forever home is coming next.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's disappointing because that spot seemed to be really...
It seemed like his dream came
Right.
to fruition
Yes.
with the amount of space that he had in the mall.
And, obviously there's no issue with parking. It's
Right.
easy to find. All those things kind of lined up and just kidding.
Yeah, but we will have Drew as a guest on the show coming up here. He's going to be in on the 28th of this month. So just under 2 weeks from today, we'll have Mr. Drew in studio, and
Maybe he'll have some good news.
I know, that'd be great, right?
Absolutely.
Lewiston Superintendent Jake Langley is concerned the city's public schools may be running out of space for students and staff. Over 6,000 students enrolled this year, 1,000 more than 4 years ago. The district purchased the former Central Maine Healthcare Building on Main Street with plans of converting it into classroom space. The school committee will discuss the budget and the building during a meeting later this month.
The Lewiston City Council will hold a 6 p.m. workshop and 7 p.m. meeting tonight at City Hall. Agenda items include congressional funding for the Riverwalk Longley Bridge Underpass project and an update from the Downtown Lewiston Association. The full agenda can be found at lewistonmaine.gov, and the meeting will be broadcast on the city's YouTube channel.
And the annual Auburn Pal Easter Egg Hunt and Barbecue will take place Thursday at 5 p.m. at 100 Valerie Circle. The family-friendly event is free and is sponsored by the Exchange Club of Auburn and the Auburn Recreation Department.
Whoop, whoop. That weather out there today.
Weather!
We have rain today with a high of 58 and a low of 41. Cloudy tomorrow with a high of 47 and a low of 37. Sunny on Thursday with highs in the 50s.
Yesterday was pretty sweet, though.
It was.
A sign of things to come.
I love it.
In the next 3 months or so.
I got to enjoy about 15 minutes of it.
Oh, good for you. In sports, the Red Sox, well, they stink out loud. Oh, my goodness. They lost to the Tampa Bay Rays 16-1. They'll play again tonight at 7.
Were they home or away?
They were away.
I don't care where you were. That had to be a rough game.
It was brutal. And it got out of hand in the second inning. It was a nightmare. I watched it just for the comedic value of it. There's no way they were going to come back.
Did it give you some material, Mark?
Yeah. It's like, how bad can this team possibly be?
Before spending the next few months on the golf course, the Bruins will visit the New Jersey Devils tonight at 7.
We're going to put an end to this miserable season tonight at 7, Pam. You won't have to worry about the Bruins anymore.
Boston fans are,
However,
go Nords.
Yes, roll Nords. You may see some of the Bruins while you're out playing golf, so there's that. The Maine Nordiques face off against the Maryland Black Bears in the best-of-5 East Division semifinals. Games 1 and 2 will be this Friday and Saturday in Maryland. Games 3 and 4 next weekend at the Coliseum. And Game 5, if necessary, will be in Maryland.
I hope there's no necessary.
Can you imagine if the Nords take 2 in Maryland and then can clinch at the Coliseum? This town is getting hockey crazy again, and it's really cool.
Yeah, Saturday night at the game was just looking around and seeing all the people, and then they announced that they had hit another record with it being over 1,800 people, and I was just like, yes, bring it, let's go.
Yeah.
Better fill it next time.
And just at the same time, the Sun Journal came out with an article asking if Lewiston was still a hockey town.
Yeah.
Yeah. They answered in a big way.
Central Maine Community College baseball and softball will host Southern Maine Community College for a pair of doubleheaders this afternoon. Games begin at 3:30 and 5:30.
That is your news, weather, and sports. And before we get to FPBs and OTDs, what do you say we crack open this Dark Horse Sauv Blanc?
Do you think you have to ask me twice?
I don't. That can disappeared awful quick.
Okay.
Got it.
All right.
So what we have here, according to their website, is a light, bright, and refreshingly crisp Sauvignon Blanc that mimics the vibrant notes of grapefruit, zesty lime, and green characteristics prized in New Zealand-style Sauvignon Blanc.
I said the magic words.
What was it?
New Zealand.
New Zealand?
I'm typically not a fan of California Sauv Blanc.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see.
It's a patio favorite. Dark Horse Sauvignon Blanc complements tilapia, salads, or classic green seasonings like parsley and basil. Oh, you already poured. Look at you.
I did.
Way ahead of schedule.
Well, I mean, you can't really. It's not bubbly. It's not fun here.
That's true.
Glug, 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 glug.
All right.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's see what we got here. All right. Yep.
So what I was thinking when I was opening it, I was like, okay, it has 2 things against itself already. So I was nervous. One, it's a Sauv Blanc from California, which I typically do not like. And it's in a can.
That's true.
So I'm kind of like, meh. But I'm pleasantly surprised. This is a decent Sauv Blanc from California.
I'm getting a lot of lime and a little grapefruit, which is totally fine with me.
Definitely the grapefruit. Little lime.
Goes down smooth. Oh, so we're getting just the opposite. I think we're getting what we want to. I'm like, I don't want to taste any grapefruit in this thing.
There you go. You make it what you want it to.
That's right.
There you go. I like grapefruit. This is really good. And perfect timing, because this is something perfect to take out golfing with you. So as the golf season starts, you can throw this in a little cooler or a pouch or whatever while you're either walking or riding on the golf course. I think right now it's walking because no carts allowed. But this is easy to take along with you. So I like this. I would say the major difference between a New Zealand and a California Sauv Blanc is New Zealand tends to have more of a stone. Like it has a little more, I would say, bite to it.
Okay. The more I'm drinking this, the more I'm getting the grapefruit on the back end.
Well,
And I don't hate it. I'm just not a fan of grapefruit. I think I was tricked as a kid. Somebody told me to bite into this fruit that they cut up, and they're like, oh, it's
ruined
really good.
it for life.
Yeah, it was a traumatic moment for me.
Honestly, would never give this a second look when I'm shopping at Roopers. And now I will. 100%.
Wow.
And I'm not just saying that, people. Really, I'm not just saying that because Roopers is paying me to.
That's right.
I will 100% think about getting this when, because it's easy travel. It's wine in a can, right?
Yeah.
When you feel like having wine, but you don't want a bottle. God forbid you have a bottle that has a cork in it. Now you need a corkscrew.
Oh my goodness.
None of those obstacles with Dark Horse Sauv Blanc.
That's right. That is not ideal when you're out on the golf course.
No. Can you imagine?
Asking the foursome behind you, hey, you guys got a corkscrew? They're like, what'd you call me? And then next thing you know, there's a big fight on the golf course and the Bruins get involved.
Never ends well.
It's a whole thing. It's not my favorite white wine, but I would definitely drink it.
I would say this is quaffable.
Quaffable.
Definitely quaffable. We got a short list here for FPBs, don't we?
Yeah, and it's not great.
I mean, 2 of them were in Beauty and the Beast, which is...
Actually, 3 of them.
Well, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. But different Beauty and the Beast.
That's true.
But yes, all 3.
As we sip our Dark Horse Sauvignon Blanc, we will take a look at some FPBs because right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the podcast segment that is sweeping the Twin Cities. It's time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for April the 15th, shall we?
We shall.
The Beauty and the Beast edition of FPBs. We're going to start off with Emma Watson, who is 35 years old today. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yeah, so Trevor was a little young when they first came out, but it was definitely as the movies came out on the tail end of the series, he got to the age where we were going to see them. So it was like a big thing when the movies came out. We'd plan to go see them and all of that. So yeah, a friend of mine is a huge Harry Potter, and if there is like a Harry Potter marathon weekend, she's all for it. I'm not quite there. And I did go to the Harry Potter World at Universal.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I like them. I think they did a really good job with those.
Yeah, my whole family was into everything, the books, the movies, and I didn't get into it.
Yeah, I read about half of the books, and then life.
That's right. Life happens. Yeah. Well, your friend is probably celebrating today because it's Emma Watson's birthday. She played Hermione in Harry Potter. She also played Belle in the live-action rendition of Beauty and the Beast.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Me neither, but we have more coming up. We have. This is just a tease when it comes to Beauty and the Beast. We also have actor Luke Evans, who is 46 years old today. He played Bard the Bowman in The Hobbit. He also played Gaston in Beauty and the Beast and Dracula in Dracula Untold.
All right.
breaking up the Beauty and the Beast party for just a second. Singer Samantha Fox is 59 years old today.
She's the outcast.
Yes. Yeah. What is she doing here? Oh, another Emma. Emma Thompson is 66 years old today.
I love Emma.
She played Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast. And another tie-in to Harry Potter. She played Professor Sybil.
She was creepy. Did you watch any of the movies?
I didn't.
Yeah,
No.
she, I believe she was, she must have been the one where they would read the tea leaves in the cup. So it's kind of like,
Oh.
yeah, and when she saw Harry's tea leaves.
What happened?
It just sounded funny.
She saw Harry's tea leaves? Man.
She dropped the teacup and was all freaked out because she saw something dark, I guess. I don't know.
Happy birthday, Emma, Luke, and Samantha.
So I'm very disappointed, though, that my favorite movie of all time is not listed, which she played in.
Oh, what is it? Wait, Love Actually.
Yeah. Yep.
Emma Thompson was in that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was your Beauty and the Beast edition of FPBs. Now we move on. We'll take a look at some OTDs, some on this days for April the 15th. 12 years ago on this day in 2013, more than 260 people were wounded and 3 people died when 2 bombs went off near the Boston Marathon finish line.
Where were you?
When I heard about it, I was in Portland at Slancha at an open mic. Yeah, and
So was it later in the day?
it was later in the day.
Oh,
I didn't hear about it when it happened. I don't know what I was doing that day, but I was detached.
You weren't watching the Red Sox game.
Nope, I was detached from the news cycle.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I did. I heard about it in the early evening in Portland.
Wow. I actually went to the Red Sox game that day. We had a hotel. It was kind of a girls' day. We were all teachers. We had the following day off. And so we went to the game. I don't even remember if they won or not. And then we were at Boston Beer Works. And me and another one of the girls that was with me, we went to the bathroom. And when we came out, the whole bar was silent.
Oh, boy.
And everybody was watching the TV screens. And so like a block and a half away, that had happened. And it was surreal. It was like being in a movie. I still have the picture of when we finally were able to get on a bus to get out of the city, because we literally had to walk miles because all transportation had been halted and stopped.
They secured the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they shut literally. Yeah. And so we tried, because we didn't know to the extent of really what it was. So we left Boston Beer Works and went to another bar, and we were trying to enjoy ourselves, right? We were like, we've been looking forward to this weekend all, for forever. And, we're sitting there. And I remember looking around and being like, okay, where are the exits? Where would I hide?
Right. Yeah.
If, something happened. So we realized that this was probably bigger than we wanted to sit around and wait for. So we decided to just start heading back towards the hotel. Mm-hmm. We got on a bus, and I remember we were walking over an overpass and just watching the SWAT drive by. And I was like, are we in a movie? Like, this is crazy.
Right.
And we finally made it onto a bus. I was literally sitting on the knee of the bus driver. Like, that's how packed they packed. I was like trying not to be in his way. Wow. Yeah, and I took a selfie because I was like, this bus is just like obviously way over capacity.
Yeah.
But they were just, getting people out of there as much as they could. And we went to the hotel and we were like, can we leave? Like, do we have to? Well, of course we could leave, but we were hoping to get refunded, and they did. They refunded our money, and we just ended up back in Portland an hour and a half later, and just kind of was like, what just happened? And and the suspect or the bomber was actually found in Watertown, which was the same town that we had our hotel in.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Wow.
So we were like, it was just, and obviously it probably wasn't very close to where our hotel was, but still just when they couldn't find him right away, we were like, holy good God, what is happening?
Yeah. Wasn't he hiding in a boat?
Yeah.
In a private residence? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep. That homeowner had called and we're like, someone's in my yard and hiding, and I don't know who he, obviously. The whole city shut down. The whole city. Boston was like, nope.
Yeah.
You're not going to do this here.
Not in
We
our
will
town.
find you.
Right.
Yeah.
And they did, thankfully.
did.
But yeah, what a terrifying event.
Yeah, it was, and so going to the game too, we literally walked right by where that happened. So yeah, it was too close for comfort for me.
A little bit, yeah.
I was like, no, I'd rather not experience that again.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. So
A couple days later, they had David Ortiz on the field delivering that famous speech.
yeah.
Did you see that? Where he's like, this is our fucking city.
Yep. Yep. And it's exactly true. Like
Yeah.
that's how like people in Boston were like, do what you got to do. Like we'll shut everything down, halt everything. Nothing else matters. You do not do this in our city.
Right.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
anyway, yeah, it was crazy.
Locally owned and locally focused, Lydia Media celebrates the heart of the greater Lewiston-Auburn area through 2 magazines, Uncle Andy's Digest and LA Metro Magazine, and the new Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast. Each production shines a positive light on local businesses, nonprofits, events, and individuals making a difference in our community. Keep your advertising dollars local and position your business in front of your target audience with Lydia Media. Learn more at LlydiaMediaLLC.com.
24 years ago on this day in 2001, Joey Ramone, the lead singer of the Ramones, died at age 49 from lymphatic cancer. Oh boy, 25 years ago today on this day, in the year 2000,
Oh, jeez.
Pam, the Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas
That was a hit.
released. Starring Stephen Baldwin as Barney Rubble.
Of course.
I mean,
who else?
If that's your highlight, I'm probably going to move along. 28 years ago on this day in 1997, the number 42 was permanently retired throughout all of Major League Baseball. That was Jackie Robinson's number when he was with the Brooklyn Dodgers. The last guy to wear number 42 was Yankees pitcher Mariano Rivera, and he retired in 2013, the same year that Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman played Jackie in the movie 42.
It's a great movie.
42 years ago on this day in 1983, the movie Flashdance was released. It starred Jennifer Beals and earned Irene Cara an Oscar for the song Flashdance, What a Feeling.
What a feeling. Where's Sarah? Okay.
Hey, the audience likes it.
Mark is loving his new toy over there.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I read this morning, and I'm like, oh, we have to include this. 54 years ago today, in 1971, George C. Scott refused to accept his Best Actor Oscar for Patton because he said actors shouldn't be in competition with each other, and because he considered the Academy Awards, quote, a 2-hour meat parade, a public display with contrived suspense for economic reasons. George was ahead of his time. 70 years ago today, in 1955, Ray Kroc opened the first McDonald's restaurant in Des Plaines, Illinois. Kroc originally sold milkshake machines, but when he saw how much business they made from the McDonald's Brothers restaurant in Southern California, he sold them on the idea of letting him open McDonald's all across the country. Just to finish up on the OTDs, the reason why the number 42 being retired throughout Major League Baseball was so significant is because 78 years ago on this day, in 1947, Jackie Robinson became the first African-American player to play in a regular season Major League Baseball game. Those are your FPBs and OTDs for April the 15th.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the LA area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
Pam, I wanted to share this with you. Some researchers have come up with a scientific formula for what they describe as a truly joyful day. So if you follow this formula, chances are, according to science, you're going to have a fantastic day.
Let's hear it.
So they spent their time across more than 100 activities and compared how the people rated their day and looked for patterns on the days that rated better than usual. And the best day ever equals 6 hours with family. I know that might be a trigger for a lot of people.
Depends on your family, but okay.
Depends on your family.
All right.
So we got 6 hours with family plus 2 hours with friends.
Does that count? Sleeping?
I don't know. It could. 1.5 hours of extra socializing. So maybe, I don't know, networking, maybe something like that, because we've covered family and friends. So an hour and a half of extra socializing.
Okay. So we've had 6 hours with family.
Yep.
And 1.5 hours of extra socializing.
2 hours with friends.
And 2 hours with friends. We're already at 9.5 hours.
We are.
Okay.
But maybe you were right. Maybe the 6 hours with family could, maybe if you sleep in the same house or whatever, you could count that.
Okay.
I was technically with them. Yes, they were all downstairs, but I was with them in this house. How about this? 2 hours of exercise.
Okay.
It seems excessive to me. I'm more of the 5 minutes kind of exercise. Give me a really strenuous
strong for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Yeah,
Okay, 2 hours of exercise per day.
Per day. Well, for the best day ever, according to science.
Okay.
They're not saying live your life like this, but they're saying if you spent your time like this for one day,
You'll have the best day ever.
You'll have the best day ever. And moving on to 1 hour of eating and drinking. Okay.
I mean, it's kind of a necessity, but okay.
Less than 6 hours of work. 1 hour of screen time.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
That's a tough one.
That's a problem right there.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of us will never have the best day ever. I think even if we try, some of us will have a difficult time.
1 hour.
1 hour of screen time.
So that includes TV, phone, computer.
Yep.
Or any mobile device.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
So to be like it was back in the
90s.
80s and 90s, yeah.
Remember those 90s?
Yeah. When there was appointment viewing television because there's no way you could ever watch it again when it was on.
Right? You're like, I have to be home.
I know.
I have to watch this show or I'll never see it.
Now it's like, my show's on. I'll just watch it on my phone on the way home.
Yep.
And finally, no more than a 15-minute commute.
Okay.
To where I'm assuming work. Yeah, this seems...
Because of road rage? Because people drive terribly? Is that why?
I don't know. This seems impossible to me. Although it would be fun to try.
So how many best days ever could you have in a 1 month period?
I'm not sure.
Not many. The 1 hour of screen time, I think, would be my hardest part because I need to shut my brain off.
Yeah.
And that's how I do that, which sounds conflicting. But yeah, that's how I do that.
But when you need to shut your brain off and you're on your phone, you're not looking to learn anything, right?
Right. I'm not looking to learn. I'm not looking to research. I'm not looking for, I'm literally doing mind numbing.
Yeah.
Playing some stupid game.
Playing a stupid game, watching cat videos.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. Right. I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking to shut my brain off.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
A friend of mine did a silent retreat. I can't remember how many days she did. It was 3 or 4, which sounds like an eternity for me. I told her, I was like, I could probably do a 24-hour. And she's like, she wants to go back and do one for longer.
Now, is this where she can't talk?
Yet you can't talk to anybody. You can't communicate. You can't listen to music. You can't.
It's just silence.
Just silence.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're at, I don't know, a retreat facility, whatever, a campground, or and there's walking paths, and there's different things like yoga or whatever you can do, like different kind of things. But yeah, you can't talk to anybody. You can't listen to anything. You can write, and I think you can read. That would be extremely difficult for me.
Yeah.
But I would like to try it because it really, I think it forces you to really think about things that you tend to block out and push away and not want to think about. But those are things that you really should be thinking about.
Right.
It was interesting. I've talked to her a couple of times, not an extent, but just after hearing she did that. And I come up with questions later and I'm like, this and that. And, but yeah, she wants to go back and do it for longer, which I find to be interesting as well. But she came to a lot of conclusions of things kind of within her life. So it's pretty neat.
I think you would. I mean, we are so inundated with distractions throughout our daily life that, man, I can't even imagine doing that right now.
Right?
It seems interesting. I'd like to try it.
Right. Like, and then if I felt like I gained something from it and it wasn't too torturous, I would go for longer, you know. But yeah, I think 24 hours. And I've thought about this. I'm like, okay, so if I left and got there, say at, 10 a.m., it's 10 a.m. the next morning that it ends. Yeah, you kind of have to plan. I don't know. Like, how strategically could I do this?
Right. The more I think about it, the silence for 24 hours sounds like more fun than the best day ever. I mean,
6 hours with family.
6 hours with family. Who? What? Who wrote this? They say someone tried to do it. They found out that you don't need to hit every mark to feel better. You just need to make some intentional tweaks.
I would say the most important ones, right? Like the 1 hour of screen time, I think is probably high on the list. It doesn't say getting a certain amount of sleep.
No, well, I think that's what you do with your leftover time, because this doesn't. And that's where our 6 hours with family kind of falls apart. It was, sleeping through it, because this doesn't equal 24 hours.
Right. Well, you got 6 hours with family and then 6.5 hours of work?
Yeah. Well, less than 6 hours.
Less than 6 hours of work.
Yeah. And then 2 hours with friends. So that's
14.
Then an hour and a half of extra socializing.
15 and a half.
2 hours of exercise. 1 hour eating and drinking, and 1 hour of screen time.
Yeah, that only leaves 4.5 hours. 5.5 hours?
All right. Yeah, a little weird, but I thought if you ever wanted to have the best day ever, that's the formula.
I mean, if you're taking, we go hiking a lot, so of course then you got to try, that takes away the commute, because you got to commute if you want to go hike. You're
not going to go hike in your backyard.
Interesting.
You got to drive more than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
There's food for thought right there. If you guys think you
Let us know what your best day ever consists of.
Yeah. I bet it's not 6 hours with family. Oh, my goodness. All right.
I mean, if you could, hand pick which parts of your family you were hanging out with, right?
Yeah, this is very vague.
Yeah.
It just says 6 hours with family. And you're like, all right, pump the brakes a little bit.
Lydia, your family, right?
That's right.
Perfect.
She'd be all about it.
Yes. She's like, only 1 hour of eating and drinking?
What?
Bullshit.
That is just some crap right there. That is going to do it for us. We want to thank our sponsors for today, Roopers Beverage and Redemption and United Piping. And if you'd like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to the award-winning Pam Ashby via email at pam@lydiamediallc.com. That's the only reason why I got this thing.
It is not.
Have a great Tuesday. Get your taxes done, everybody. Today's tax day. So get that in, and we will be back tomorrow with live music in studio from Vanessa Jones, who was featured in the spring issue of LA Metro Magazine. Then on Thursday, we're going to be joined by Kim and Gary from Maine Intimacy Coaching, and we'll have your weekend preview on Friday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great day, and remember, don't bite your cat.